Okay, Bruce, so I'm recording. This is for our big audience out there.
Okay.
Right, the subject is Airbnb. Real interesting article this week about their CEO and some of what I would imagine some of the trauma probably he went through uh, over the past several months with the loss of a major part of business due to COVID and how it's hitting the hospitality industry and the travel industry and whatnot. And what he did was that he really looked at the data in terms of not in terms of what he's losing, but it was almost like why are people staying with him and what people are staying with him and for what reasons. And he saw a pattern, and the pattern was a lot of people in cities that just want to be outside of the cities, that be within 1 or 200 miles of their location, not really fly anywhere and not going to go anywhere. And while you can't say that it totally recaptured all of his business, it really was enough on this focus on back to basics to generate a profitable quarter and put him in a good position for his IPO. And I'm wondering if you think there's some lessons there for more people than Airbnb.
Well, obviously there are, from a marketing strategy perspective, uh, we're taught to listen to the customer. We're taught to try and walk in the customer's shoes. Everything about what we do is to try and anticipate what the customer is thinking and doing or wants to do. In this case, in this day of instant technology, in a case like Airbnb, they're seeing data day to day on what people are looking at, what people are booking, what criteria they're setting. And in this case, in COVID, where his business looked like it was destroyed and disappearing, they saw a lot of people wanting to get out of urban centers and driving, and there are two parts of that. One is that they saw it. The other thing was they recognized it and took advantage of it, and started to rebuild their relationships with some partners, the property owners themselves, that they had really pissed off when this thing first hit.
Yeah.
I mean, they saw what the problem was. They saw what how their customers were behaving. And the interesting thing were people weren't renting for a week or a weekend, like some vacation in Europe, or going to Boston for the weekend, or coming to New York for the weekend, or going to Miami for the week. These were people that were renting homes 1 or 2 hours outside of major cities for months.
Yeah. Well, months. Escaping the city, overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, when you think about it, you're never making a mistake when you listen to your customers. When you do only what they tell you, you can be making mistakes, but you're never making a mistake listening to your customers.
And listening, when people think of listening, there sometimes, this is sort of what the brilliance of marketing is overall, and brand development, is that the word listen itself almost isn't enough. You got to it's just not the words. It's almost like, what are they really telling you? It's not what they're saying necessarily, but what are those hidden messages? What are those insights that really requires deep thinking? And I think that in this analytical world, we risk losing that because we have so much data and so much information that we can say, well, 45% of the people say this or that, when you have no idea what the intent of what they're saying really is. But his ability for this CEO, for Brian Chesky, to really sit and think about this data and what it's really telling him, says this kid's a genius.
Well, and in a time when anxiety, sleeplessness, everything you've built might be destroyed, to have the presence of mind to slow it down. They talk in sports and football about being able to slow it down so that you can read the play, react to the play, and execute. he was able to slow it down and execute, and I applaud him. But the key word you said was insight.
Yeah.
To me, information without insight is nothing.
It's nothing. It's nothing.
It's,
Yeah, and you can see, I think about it, even there's an awful lot of people that get a lot of money from just blabbing about it, it really comes down to learning how to listen. And I think that's what's lost so much today. All you got to do is go on social media and realize no one knows how to listen. They know how to blab, they know how to listen. And you apply it to business, and you start saying, this guy had to kind of go up to the mountain a little bit, because he, even in some of the stories, sounded like he was pretty despondent in terms of, you got to get rid of people. Where's this business going? Is my dream crushing? And it was even less than the cup half empty. That cup was really getting pretty low, but it was really looking at what's still in that cup, and there's still more. And how do I grow it? And why are those people there? I think that whole notion of learn how to listen and insights sounds simple,
yeah,
but
it's very hard. And it's about, great CEOs, listen, they're curious. They want to learn. I applaud this guy. I really do, because it would have been very easy to take a different path or not. Right. Now, he may have lost his company in the end, but this idea of understanding and executing, and by the way, the speed at which he did it should not be minimized.
Exactly.
Fast. It's like, okay, insight, execute, commit, fully commit.
Get it done.
Get it done. So to me, that's the message for today. So listen to your customers, not blindly, put some context on it, and see what the opportunity is, or how you can take advantage of that opportunity. And when you see something, execute. The difference between success and failure is often how well you execute.
Well, with that makes a whole lot of sense. And let's keep our eye on Airbnb and how things go for them.
You got it.
Take
Talk
care.
to you later.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.